Hi, we're sorry, good evening. So we're going to continue with today's classes. Give me a second, please. I'm going to share my screen here. And well, yesterday I leave the class recorded, so then you can watch. Oh, okay, so you can watch whenever you have time. So okay, let's start. Give me a second. This is loading. Okay, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. Okay. Give me a second, please. So yesterday we started in the change review, and today we're going to continue. Oh no! Give me a second. Yes, yesterday we stopped in the passive voice. Now we're going to continue with verb gerund or verb infinitive. So I'm going to share my screen with you. This is a kind of share lesson. Okay, so I'm going to share it with you. Okay, I hope you can see it.
Hi, I really like teaching English, but I like to study languages too. In fact, I hope I never stop learning languages. Today, I want to talk about verbs that are followed by the gerund or the infinitive. Let's begin.
Okay, so we have like teaching, like to study, sub-learning, want to talk. So let's learn.
You've already learned about gerunds and infinitives. After some verbs, you have to use the gerund, verb plus ing.
Dean resents being in Nick's shadow.
Okay, so we already learned about gerunds and infinitives after some verbs. You have to use gerund. Okay, it is the ing form. So you know the list of these. Okay, you already know how to use it, and yes, it is basically we have a PDF list where you're going to find, for example, you're going to find some verbs. So you're going to have the verb send. So it means that then whatever verb that you're going to use, you need to conjugate it in the ing form. Okay. So being reset being. Okay, it's not to be. Okay, so it's being. So you have to take her.
After other verbs, you have to use the infinitive, to plus verb. He wants to be the only star on the team.
Okay, so after other verbs, okay, we are going to see that, for example, we have the infinitive, okay, in this case to be, if we're going to have the, for example, the verb want, so then we need to use the infinitive, okay. He wants to be, okay, he wants to be. So yes, that could be. Okay, so again, we have a list of it where we're going to have this kind of list, where you're going to conjugate with infinitive form. It's necessary that you have to know the verbs.
But some verbs can be followed by either the gerund or the infinitive. Amy loves helping Talia with the story. Or,
Amy loves to help Talia with the story.
Okay. So
these two sentences have the same meaning.
okay, so when we're going to use, and now we're going to talk about this lesson, okay? Oh, no, sorry, we're not, it's not part of it yet. So we have some verbs that can be followed either by the gerund or the infinitive, okay? So it's the case of the verb love. And when we're going to use love, it can be followed by ing or gerund. Loves helping Talia with the story, or Amy loves to help Talia with the story, and both have the same. And now we're going to continue with point number 4.
A few verbs can be followed by the gerund or the infinitive, but the meanings are not the same. Some of these verbs are forget, remember, and stop. I forgot to tell you. In this example, Talia didn't tell Tony something. She planned to tell him, but she didn't do it.
I forgot telling you.
In this example, Talia told Tony something, but she didn't remember that she did it.
Amy remembered to see Patty at the health club. Patty told her something interesting.
First, Amy remembered to go see Patty. Then she did it.
Patty remembered seeing Dean yesterday.
First, Patty saw Dean. Then she remembered that she saw him.
Patty stopped to talk to Amy.
Patty stopped working so that she could talk to Amy.
Jackie stopped coming to the health club a while ago.
This means that Jackie doesn't come to the health club anymore.
Okay, and I send you the PDF list again, where you're going to find other examples about these differences, okay, in meaning, where we're going to use the verb forget, remember, and stop, even though we have more verbs there. So you have the example and what is its meaning, what does it mean? Each of these verbs, if we're going to conjugate with the ing form or with the infinitive, okay? So in this case, we have I forgot to tell you, okay? In this case, we're using the infinitive to tell you, okay? In this case, Talia didn't tell Tony something, okay? So I forgot to tell you that we are not going to have classes tomorrow, for example, okay? So what does it mean? It means that that was my plan. So I received the instruction that tomorrow we're not going to have classes, but then I forgot to tell you, okay? So I just forgot. I didn't do it, okay? But if I'm going to contribute with the ing form, it means that I told you, okay, that tomorrow we're not going to have classes, but then I forgot that I told you, verbs in meaning. In the first one never happened, in the second one it happened, but I forgot. So if I'm going to say, Rosario, we're not going to have class tomorrow. Means that you already told me that. Oh, yes, I forgot telling you. Okay, so notice the difference? Let's continue with remember. We have Amy remembered to see Patty at the health club. Patty told her something interesting. Patty remembers seeing them yesterday. Okay, so we have the infinitive and the ing. With the infinitive, we are going to see this example. So Amy remembered to see Patty at the health club. One action, Patty told her something interesting. So first, okay, Amy remembered to go see Patty. Then she did it. Okay. Amy remembered to see Patty at the health club. Okay, so in this case, Amy remembered that she had to see Patty at the health club, and she did it. Okay, in the second one, Patty remembered seeing Dean yesterday. Okay, Patty just saw Dean, but then she remembered that she saw him. Okay. Okay, in the first, no, give me a second. Okay, I'm trying to get the characters here. Patty remembered seeing Dean yesterday. First page is okay. Well, in this case, when we're using the ing form, okay, it means that Patty saw Dean, okay. Then she remembered that she saw him, okay, like, oh yes, yesterday I saw Dean, okay, I saw Dean. In the first one, Amy remembered to see Patty, okay, so first she remembered to go see Patty, and then she remembered, okay, so that could be the meaning of in these two examples. Yes, so we can say that we have, it's almost, the meaning, it's almost the same, but it is not the same. Okay, so we have to take it. What else can we say about this? Yes, I think that's all. And point number, in the last one, okay. Okay, in the first one, Amy remembered to see Patty. Amy se acordó de ver a Patty en el gimnasio. Ok. Y Patty le dijo algo interesante. La primera acción es que Amy se acordó de ir a ver a Patty. Ok. Y luego lo hizo. En la segunda es que Patty recordó haber visto a Dean ayer. Ok. Entonces, primero Patty vio a Dean. Entonces recordó que la había visto. Entonces hay una gran diferencia. Parece lo mismo, pero no es lo mismo. El primero puede ser de acordarse y en el segundo puede ser como recordarse de que algo había pasado. Una mejor palabra para expresar. And then we have Patty stopped to talk to Amy. Okay, Patty stopped to talk to Amy. And we have Jackie stopped coming to the health club a while ago. Okay, Patty stopped to talk in. Okay, so in the first one we're using the infinitive. And what does it mean? It means that Patty stopped working so that she could talk to Amy. In the second one, we have that Jackie stopped coming to the help. Okay, let's see. Okay, just like that. Ok, en el primero, cuando estamos utilizando el infinitivo, vendría a ser como que Patty dejó de trabajar para poder hablar con él. En el segundo, Jackie stopped coming to the health club a while ago. Jackie dejó de venir al club de salud por un tiempo. Eso significa que Jackie ya no viene al health club, no más, ¿ok? Entonces, como podemos decir que tiene una acción. En la primera tiene una acción que se ha parado primero algo para hacer otra acción. Ok, en este caso, Patty dejó de trabajar para poder hablar con Amy. Y en el segundo, que Jackie dejó de venir dejó de venir al club de salud hace un tiempo. Ok, es decir, que ya no vino al club de salud. Ok, eso sería básicamente todo acerca de la lección. La lección del día de mañana, perdón, del día miércoles, Wednesday's lesson is going to be about the quantifiers. Okay, we have a lot of few, a little, many. Okay, so I can imagine that we're going to watch a short video. So let's watch this video.
ESL Library. Gerunds and infinitives. What are gerunds and infinitives? Gerunds and infinitives are words with a verb meaning. They function as nouns in a sentence. Gerunds are formed by adding ing to the base form of the verb. For example, reading, singing, and walking are gerunds. Infinitive verbs are formed with the word to and the base form of the verb. For example, to eat, to sleep, and to study are infinitive verbs. The basic sentence pattern in English is subject, verb, object. Subjects and objects are usually nouns, but gerunds and infinitives can also function as the subject or object of a sentence. For example, In the sentence, snowboarding is her favorite sport, the gerund snowboarding is the subject of the sentence. In the sentence, he likes reading, the gerund reading is the object of the sentence. In the sentence, they need to study, the infinitive to study is the object of the sentence. How do we know when to use gerunds and infinitives in English? There are 3 basic rules for gerunds in English. There are also 3 basic rules for infinitives in English. Some verbs are always followed by a gerund. Common verbs followed by a gerund are consider, discuss, enjoy, finish, keep, practice, quit, recommend, and suggest. For example, they discussed having a party this weekend. He keeps forgetting to text me. Other verbs are always followed by an infinitive. Common verbs followed by an infinitive are agree, decide, hope, learn, need, offer, plan, promise, and want. For example, she decided to apply for a new job. They offered to help her move. A few verbs that can be followed by either a gerund or an infinitive with no difference in meaning. Common verbs followed by a gerund or infinitive are begin, continue, hate, like, love, prefer, and start. For example, I like listening to music, or I like to listen to music. Let's continue talking about this, or let's continue to talk about this. The subject of a sentence is usually a gerund. For example, gardening is my favorite hobby. Meeting new people isn't always easy. After an adjective, we usually use an infinitive verb. For example, I was sad to see my test score. Is it difficult to make a cake? After a preposition, we usually use a gerund. For example, I thought about taking piano lessons. Did you plan on calling me back? After a noun or pronoun, we almost always use an infinitive verb. For example, the librarian told the students to be quiet. We asked them to go to the beach with us.
Okay, so then we have some exercises to practice, but no, we're not going to do it today. Okay, so if you have any